Welcome back to Inside Sports. I'm your host, Chris Marks, and I am joined by the defending national champion, University of Maryland field hockey team. Thanks for being here today, guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, and Dina, you were here last year, assistant coach. Just talk about how things are going this season, and talk about two players who weren't on last year's team but have been big contributors to this year's team.
Yeah, I mean, the team is doing very well this year. We've only had 3 losses this season to the top 2 teams in the country. And right now we're just peaking at the right time, and I think it's perfect timing just to be heading into the ACC Tournament, which is made up of, 6 of the top teams in the country at the moment. And for these 2 young freshmen, I mean, they've been a part of the U.S. developmental team for years, and I've known them and had an opportunity to work with them, prior to here. And, they've just done an amazing job stepping in as freshmen, starting. I mean, that's not an easy task to do. It's a lot of pressure on them, and I think they've handled it very well. And, putting some goals in and assists and, playing as hard as they can. So we're excited to have them part of being Terrapins.
And those 2 freshmen are Katie Gerzabek and Maxine Fluharty. Katie, we'll start with you. You're leading the team in scoring as a freshman. Talk about that.
It's not, you have to give credit to my teammates as well. I mean, I'm just trying to work hard every day in practice and in games and just trying to contribute to the team and be a good teammate.
And Maxine, you play 2 positions. You play midfield and attack, and you also have 6 goals this year. Talk about stepping into the college game from the high school game and how you've been able to contribute to the team.
Well, it's definitely a big step. And just being a contributor as much as I can wherever I need to be, wherever they need me at the moment, is just what I'm there to do.
Both of you guys have started all 17 games this year. Talk about how your game has progressed from your first start to your 17th start.
I think in the beginning it's definitely nerve-wracking being a freshman coming into the collegiate game. But I think now as we've gotten to know each other as a team, we've evolved and you just feel a member of the team now, not even like a freshman.
And Maxine?
I would definitely agree with that. Our team definitely embraces each other really well on and off the field, and being just a team member together, that's what it's all about.
And Dina, what's it like as a coach seeing 2 freshmen step into the starting lineup like that and contribute the way they have?
I mean, it's just fantastic. Like I said, recruiting these days is definitely very intense, and to be able to have 2 top-level players come from, their hometowns, best in Pennsylvania and then best out of Delaware, come to Maryland and play and contribute like that is what you need at this level, and I think to win championships. So we're very excited, and they've done a tremendous job, and they're still peaking, and they're going to hit their potential right at the right time right now, just like the team. So it's definitely very nice as a coach to have that.
Maxine, you're from Delaware. What made you pick Maryland?
It was just the perfect fit for me overall, between the coaches, the school itself, the diversity. It's just really enjoyable for me as a person developing.
And who else did you look at? What other schools were you looking at before you decided to come to Terrapin land?
UNC and UConn. UConn was my second choice.
Oh, okay. And Katie, from Pennsylvania, why did you pick Maryland?
I just like the whole big school atmosphere of Maryland and how the fit between academics and athletics, and I love the coaching staff and the team, and it just felt right when I was on campus.
So obviously you guys are the defending national champions, and the season is starting to wind down, getting close to ACCs. Talk about, you said it before, you've lost to the top 2 teams. Talk about the other competition you guys are facing heading into the NCAAs.
Well, we have our last regular season game on Sunday versus Rutgers, who's, in the Big East, is a strong competitive team. And then, we start in the ACCs, which I said is, Carolina, Duke. Right now, anyone can win the ACC championship. It's anyone's game. And, Wake Forest was struggling at the beginning of the year in BC, but now they've, gotten to a place that they've, been unranked and now they're ranked. So, I think it's exciting to actually have to play against some of the best teams before you head into the postseason play. So, I think we're just prepared to, come out and do our best and, hopefully come on top.
Who's the toughest team you've played this year?
I think all the teams have been tough, but obviously the UNC and Old Dominion games were tough because they're the top 2 teams in the country. But every team was competitive. Every team gave us a fight because we're the defending national champions, and we have the bullseye on our back. So every team was after us.
And Maxine, you play 2 positions. What position is more difficult, and which one do you like playing better?
I wouldn't say that one's more difficult than the other. They're just completely different with the way that you're connecting with the team. Like as a midi, you're connecting with the backs and bringing it up to the forwards, and then also contributing with the goal scoring. And as a forward, you just have to get back in the pockets and help the middies out to get the ball up. So it's just different, and both are a lot of fun.
Okay, so moving forward, the ACC is coming up, and then the NCAAs. What are you expecting? You've never played in either one of these tournaments. What are you expecting out of this kind of thing?
I'm obviously expecting high competition, and I just want us to play as well as we can every game, go out with a fight, and just keep working hard, and things will fall into place.
And Maxine, how have some of the veteran players on the team help you guys adjust and getting you guys ready for these top-notch tournaments coming up?
Well, they're great team leaders, and they've had the experience that we haven't had, so they just kind of like transfer that on to us and make us feel ready and prepared, and just as one whole unit together as we step on the field, so it's really great.
And as a coach, what's it like knowing that everyone's gunning for you? You guys are that team every year, always very good, always a national champion caliber team, and when you guys step on the field, the target is on your back.
Yeah, I think like Katie said, the target is on our back and the bullseye, but our team just we have no regrets and just have to train every day like it's going to be our last, and I think our team's done a very good job of competing in that way in practice and translating into games, and we just got to keep it up for the next couple of weeks. We are the underdog, I guess we'd say, to Carolina and Old Dominion, but we're not going to play like that. We're going to play like we are the champ still, and keep it like that until the end of the season.
Obviously, those games with Old Dominion and Carolina are very competitive. What do they do to give you guys fits?
What do they do? I'd say the physicalness of the game is definitely a little bit more intense than maybe other teams. We played Old Dominion twice. It was the only team we played twice in our schedule in the season, and it's been going on since Missy's been head coach there for years now. And I think it's just like that since I played there in '98 to 2002. It's just that natural physicalness and competitiveness between the players. We step into each game thinking that it's going to be the toughest game, but you just know that both teams are going to bring the 100%. All 70 minutes, so it's exciting.
And how important would it be to be able to host? Like you guys hosted the championship. We were talking back there before we came on. You guys have an outstanding facility up there, but what is it like to have that home field advantage?
It's definitely nice to have the crowd behind your back, and just being used to the field and the complex, and just being home is a good feeling.
And how do you like playing at the field hockey lacrosse complex up there? The surface was just put in very nice.
I love it. It's just definitely a good atmosphere for us, and we're used to it. It's home, just like Katie said. It's just.
How many other schools have a complex like that, or do you guys mostly, when you go on the road, play on natural grass as opposed to the field turf?
No, we play on, everyone that we've played against has AstroTurf, wet AstroTurf, water-based fields. But our complex is one of the top in the nation. It's an unbelievable stadium, and that's the top of the line, field AstroTurf. So we're definitely spoiled in that way, and nice to be hosting. It'd be very nice to be hosting come November 10th, 11th. So.
Obviously, you guys probably have played against a lot of the girls you play against on other teams with the U21 and U19. Talk about your experience playing on those two teams on the national level.
It's definitely. Being internationally definitely helped me the transition between high school and college because of the high competition and stuff. And it's nice seeing your teammates that play on other teams. You want to beat them even more when they're playing against the other team. So it's just nice to see them. And yeah.
What about you?
I agree. It's interesting seeing familiar faces on other teams, especially as a freshman. Like usually you wouldn't know anyone you're going against, but it just kind of gives you a little bit more of that competitive edge to want to beat them and just have the healthy competition between all the teams that we play against.
And as a recruiter, is it easier to go to the national level to look at the girls under 21, under 19, or do you go to the high schools, or you do both?
We do both, but generally, Maryland is fortunate to, pick out the top kids in the country. So, we go to a lot of the events where, the U17, U19 national team players are playing in, and, hopefully, we'd like to get a few of them in, just every year. And, we've been lucky to have these two, join our team. So, but we do still go to the local high schools and compete and watch, a lot of those games as well and recruit from, it's a big pool of kids, so it's tough.
When you were out recruiting, I know you had some international players on the team. Do you see those players on the international level against the U19, U21s? Is that how you recruit them, or do you actually go overseas to get them?
Sometimes it varies. You definitely go overseas at times, and we're fortunate to have Sherrick, who's from Holland. He's been an assistant coach here for 7 years now, and having that background, he knows a lot of people in Holland and the connection. And Missy's worldwide and been coaching for the U.S. program for years, and me have been playing for the national team for that many years as well. So we know a lot of people and a lot of connections. So you go over there, you find a connection and kind of word of mouth type thing. And yeah, you definitely sometimes just hope that they're maybe even just go without even seeing them play. You just from word of mouth, playing on your national level and from Germany, you know they're going to be a top-notch player. So.
Absolutely. And how do those players fit in when they come to the United States, and how have they helped you guys?
I mean, I think it's great to have international players on your team. I mean, they start field hockey in Europe and South America. You start like you're playing soccer here around 2 to 3 years old. So bringing that technical part of the game and technical part of the game over here, helping our players is just awesome. And I know the girls can probably say that it's just fun to have a variety of diverse players and culture to the team. And I think it's been a big help for Maryland over the years.
Okay, so 3 losses on the season. We're getting into the end. We're running out of time on this segment, but I want to know, what are your expectations for the rest of the year? Start with you, Maxine. What are the expectations for the Terps?
Well, just to compete as hard as we can and hopefully make it to the end. I mean, obviously that's the ultimate goal, to be national champions again, but you just have to take it one step at a time, one game at a time, and just compete as hard as you can every day.
Okay.
I think obviously our ultimate goal is to win the national championship again, but I think we just have to, like Maxine said, just keep competing hard in practice so we're prepared for the games and take it day by day.
Yeah, they said it right there. National champs, I mean, it's definitely what we like to be at when it comes November 20th. So we just like 70 minutes every game and just take it one day at a time.
Since you guys are so competitive and you have so many good players, how intense are the practices?
Intense.
Yeah.
I mean, we compete very high level. It's fun. I mean, you walk out with blood sometimes on your body.
So is it like playing an ACC conference game in practice every day?
It's gotten to be there. We're at a point now, which is perfect time season, where every practice has gotten to a point where we're competing like it's our last game against Old Dominion, North Carolina, So it's fun.
Okay, well, we're out of time for this segment. I want to wish you guys the best of luck for the rest of the season in the ACCs and in the NCAA tournament, and hopefully we'll be back talking about another national championship.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks a lot for being with us today.
Thank you very much.
Thanks to the Maryland field hockey team for being here with me today, and stay tuned. When we come back, we're talking Bowie State basketball. That's right, the season is right around the corner. Please stay tuned.